Alright guys, if you want the chance to win one of these custom overmolded AK-47s, all you have to do is leave a like on the video, comment down below, make sure you guys are subscribed. Those are the 3 things you have to do, and I'll be giving this away in next week's episode. Alright guys, welcome back to episode 21 of Building Vietnam in LEGO, and in this episode what we're going to be working on is laying out the city section, along with every now and then I'm going to be bouncing back here and working on putting the rest of the grass and bamboo parts down in this section, and then a little bit over here. And so probably what the first thing we're going to start is we're going to clean up this little mess here. We've just got some random parts that I need to organize, and then we're probably going to remove these markers here. These were just some 1x2 bricks that I placed to kind of judge where I wanted the grass section to stop. So we'll probably remove those. I did have to work on this section here. These plates kind of got messed up when I moved this mock from this table to, or from the old table to this table. I mentioned that in last week's episode, but there was a little bit more that I had to fix off camera, so I'm glad I got that fixed. We've got our plans here from a couple different viewers, and then my own plan on what we want to do in the city section, and we're basically just going to start marking things out with bricks and studs and figuring out like how big do we want certain buildings to be, do we want roads, how big do we want the roads to be, and that'll give us a good way to start to gauge what parts we need to order, what we can start working on with the parts I have on hand, and it'll just be really good to get that started. So that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to first remove all of those, that little pile of bricks, remove those bricks there, and we can start laying things out. Okay guys, this is what I've got so far. So I cleaned up the mess that was over here, I removed those tan bricks, and I started to lay out what I think is going to be kind of the road section, and then where we'll be able to put buildings. So before I go over this, let's go over here to this plan here and show you some stuff on paper. So we have this was one of the fans submitted by LJT, and he mentioned in this, if you take a look at this, is the kind of the city section. He was thinking doing a road along this tree line here, doing a center road there, one along the left side, and then one down the center up through the top 2 base plates there. Now, I really like certain parts of this, and you'll see that I took a lot of inspiration from this, so thank you. And this was my original idea, was to do a road down the center here and then off to the side through the center. So this part's very similar. This part's somewhat similar, except I don't have it along the road or the tree line here and then down here. So a little bit different. This is what I just drew up just now. So it's kind of taking inspiration from both of those. We'll have a tree line here to kind of merge from the tree line to the grass section. We'll have a road along that tree line, then we'll have a center road, and then we'll have one coming down to the left here. So that's what this is. Basically, I took these, I had just a bunch of these 1x1 bricks that I had laying around. I'm not going to use those for anything. So I went ahead and started laying out kind of what I'm thinking I want the road to be. So I left about 16 studs from the green to the road here. So this right here will be a tree line using similar trees like this. So it'll be more dense foliage, kind of transitioning from this to the denserness. I guess there might be like a wall, and then we'll have the road. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this section right here. So then we'll have the road there. Then we'll have the road split up at a T here and go through the center, and then we'll have it come down the left side here. And that'll give us all of this right here to build some, it could be one big building, it could be one warehouse plus a couple smaller buildings, and then we'll also have all of this back here to build something on. Now, I did think about doing the kind of the center road back here, and I really like that idea, but the more I thought about it is, the problem is to have these roads accurate enough and wide enough, they have to be about 12 to 14 studs wide. I just have this Jeep here kind of for reference, so there's enough room for the Jeep to get down, and maybe a couple soldiers along each side of it. And I know Vietnam, from looking at pictures, it's very just like Japan or China, it's very crowded and dense. There's a lot of people living in a very small area, so the roads aren't that big. They're always very jam-packed with cars or motorcycles. So basically, if I put another road section here, that would eat up a lot of real estate to build buildings, and I really want to make sure that this has a lot of buildings and it's not just a bunch of roads. So that's kind of one of my main things. And I thought, you know, instead of doing just a road, we could do like an alleyway, and that's only going to take up, you know, this much versus this much. So I think we could do an alleyway between maybe 2 or 3 buildings here, and I think that would be really cool because you could have some fights, you know, firefights down the alleyways. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comments. This is where I really need your guys' feedback, so definitely comment down below. What do you think of this layout? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What would you suggest? The only thing that I can think of is making the road as small as possible so we have more room to build buildings. And then I'm probably going to actually scoot this over so the tree line will be, instead of here, it'll be more like this. So we'll gain maybe 8 studs or so of building space. So I'm going to try to maybe move that over. I might not move these, but I might just kind of, as I start building, I might start doing that. So definitely let me know what you guys think of this. I'm going to probably start doing the same thing, maybe with a different colored brick. I grabbed these just because they were a different color. And I'm going to start maybe laying out, like, do I want a big building here? Do I want one massive building? Do I want a bunch of little ones? So I'm probably going to start laying that out, and we can start to get a sense of what kind of parts we need and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I've laid out some buildings. I'm going to get to that in just a second, but I did want to mention that I found in one of these bins down here a bunch of these explosions that were pre-built with transparent bricks. A lot of them are 1x1 studs and then 1x2 plates. But those were used on D-Day and the Battle of Peleliu, and I've kept them since then. And I figured it'd be cool to eventually, once we get closer to finishing up the MOC, put some in the kind of the swamp fields or the water of the rice fields, because it would give the effect that maybe some mortar rounds went in and are splashing water up, and it gives it some cool color and detail. So I just thought I'd put some on there for now, just for placeholders. But anyways, actually, one more thing, I take that back. So if you guys remember, I added the tablecloth to this table, which is really nice because it hides all the stuff under it. You know, instead of having a table like this in the room where you can see all this Lego, you know, it's just all nice and black and it looks good. But the one thing that I had a couple questions on is, how do you deal with when you need to be, you know, constantly going in and out of some of these different bins and whatnot. And basically I just tuck the tablecloth up on top of these things here, and I can do that, you know, for this one too if I need to. But that allows me to see what I have under here, and then, you know, I can easily come over here and just get into whatever bins I need. So that's kind of how I got around that problem. I was worry about that when I got the tablecloth myself, so that is something I wanted to mention. But let's go ahead and take a look at these buildings. So we've laid out 3 of them. I don't know if I like the layout just yet, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it regardless. So I used some different color bricks. We used some dark orange bricks and some dark tan bricks here. I wanted to use something different other than the light gray bricks, so it would be a little bit more easier to see. Basically, we just have a kind of a long rectangular building back here. We've got kind of more of a square building here, but I have it so it's like a corner's taken out of it. I was thinking we could do something cool on this corner. A lot of this is going to be like sidewalks and whatnot. From the street to the, you know, houses or buildings, it's going to be kind of like a sidewalk. There might be a little curb from the street to the sidewalk or whatnot. And I was thinking maybe we could do this back section would be a lot taller, and then this front section could be just a little bit tall, kind of like a porch, you know, or something like that. It's really reminiscent of, if you guys remember the Sinai Desert, I did a couple buildings that kind of look like that. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And then here we have just kind of similar to that size, but right here vertically versus horizontally. And this could be like that warehouse that we were talking about in our plan. So LJT drew it up there, 2 different kind of versions, and then I had originally drawn doing maybe 2 warehouses there. So I might make this a little bit thinner, but this is just kind of for visualization of what we're going to be putting here. So let me know what you guys think of this layout. And I don't know what I'm going to do over here yet, and that's just going to come in time. But I'd say the first thing that we're probably going to start doing, I'm trying to think, it's going to be a combination of the tree line and the streets, and I'm thinking doing the street first might be a good idea. I'm not too sure, because it could kind of go both ways, right? If you do the street first, that's going to determine how you do the buildings, but if you do the buildings first, it's going to determine how you do the street. And I think doing the street first might be kind of helpful, and that'll give us kind of gauge us how much area and surface area we have to build buildings on. So I might start looking at some reference pictures of other, you know, Lego guys that have made similar, not even Vietnam, but just city-like things, and I can try to get some inspiration. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think so far. Okay, I said I would bounce from the city section back over to here. So I had a bag of about 75, maybe 50 of the bamboo pieces left over here, and I went ahead and used that up. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of creating a pathway to this little hut, and then I'm also kind of blending this field gun in as best as I can, and I think it's turning out really good. So I'm just kind of thickening all of this foliage up. I hope to add some more trees or something back here, maybe do the bamboo stacks along the back edge or something to give it some more height variation, because right now it's just really tall and then it dips down and it's really flat. So I'm gonna try to bring this up, make this look a little bit better. But I wanted to mention that in the video that, like I said, I'm gonna be bouncing between kind of the city section and then working on this, but I don't want to bore you guys to death with this or this, so we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Alright guys, we're going to be picking the winner from last week's episode 20, so let's click this 3 times and the third person will be the winner. Boom, Legomania. Cool. Well, guess what? You're the winner, Legomania. All you have to do is shoot me an email through my website, bricktactical.com, with your name, address, all that good stuff. We can figure it out over email. Without further ado, let's go back to the MOC. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for episode 21 of Building Vietnam in Lego. I know there wasn't too much progress down here, but there actually was, because we were able to lay out not only the streets, but kind of where we want buildings to be. And I'm going to need your guys' feedback in this video, so definitely comment down below. Feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's just Brick Tactical, and basically we're just going to start building probably the streets first after thinking it over. I think doing the streets and the roads first will be better. We'll probably also start with kind of the tree line as well. This video is going to be scheduled to upload, so this is actually being filmed on Wednesday, but you'll be seeing this on Sunday like usual, but I'll actually be at Brick Fair, Virginia while you're seeing this. So if some of you guys are in the area, you might still have today, which is Sunday. So the convention's Saturday and Sunday at the, I believe it's just the Dulles Expo Center in Virginia. So if you guys want to come check me out, I'll be vending. All my stuff there will be for sale like usual. And that's kind of why I'm pre-recording this video. But hopefully by next week's episode, we'll have, I'm going to try to look at Brick Fair for some parts, not only for trees, but maybe some road. Road pieces like tiles and whatnot. So I'm not too sure yet, but I'm going to look around, hopefully get some inspiration, maybe buy some of the builds that are at the convention. So definitely going to be looking around. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you are enjoying the overall series. Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so you have a chance to win that AK-47 in the beginning of the video. Other than that, check out last week's episode. I'll put a link right there. Check out the complete playlist if you want to go check out some more videos right there. And then subscribe right there. It's totally free. Helps me out, and that way you don't miss another video. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and then Sundays are the MOC videos for those that don't know. But other than that, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.